All right, y'all. We are here. We are back with some more drama within the WNBA space. Now, you're probably wondering what is today's drama? We have two grown men arguing about the WNBA. We have two grown men about to go back and forth about a certain situation that happened a few days ago. You're probably wondering what was that situation, man? The situation between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, the flagrant foul. Mind you, these two men that we're about to react to, of course they can't play in the WNBA, but these are NFL players. One is a former NFL player and another one is a NFL talk show host, analysis, whatever you want to call it, right? So with that being said, let's get into it. As you can see, Robert Griffin III has this man typed a documentary over a I don't want to say a 5 second clip because it's longer than that. But still, it's like all of this. All right, let's go ahead and read. Some of y'all probably still asleep. I ain't gonna lie to you, even though it's 10 o'clock. Anyways, let's start with this. Robert Griffin III, May 18th. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It's staring us all right in the face, but people are afraid to say it. Won't answer questions about Caitlin Clark. Gets mad when people praise Caitlin Clark for the explosion of popularity around women's basketball. Celebrates when her teammates flagrantly fouls Caitlin Clark. Goes after and tries to punch Caitlin Clark after a routine make them earn it foul. After Angel Reese fouled Aaliyah Boston with a push in the back that wasn't called. That's not just hate, that's jealousy and resentment. Some people get uncomfortable when you say Angel Reese hates or is just jealous of Caitlin Clark because of the complex racial history of America and its historical stereotypes of angry and jealous black women. Complex racial history of America and the historical stereotypes of the angry or jealous black woman. I understand that. Angel Reese isn't just some jealous black woman. Angel is a NCAA champion and a great basketball player. She's a competitor who has shown she doesn't like how Caitlin Clark is crowned while she's criticized for showing the same confidence and fire in her own way. That's not an assumption. That's what Angel Reese has said and shown us all. And yeah, that could turn into hate, jealousy, and resentment. That's what makes this rivalry real to a lot of viewers. Caitlin Clark is the most popular athlete in America, and Angel Reese is Isaiah Thomas to Caitlin Clark's Michael Jordan. Some good rage bait, I ain't gonna lie to you. RG3, there's some good rage bait to say this. Caitlin Clark is the most popular athlete in America, and Angel Reese is the Isaiah Thomas to Caitlin Clark's Michael Jordan. I had to get my sounds ready because when we skim past this one more time before we get into this vid, till we get there, that's what I will continue to raise the popularity, or that's what will continue to raise the popularity of the WNBA. People care about rivalries. Rivalries aren't built on handshakes; they are forged in fire, fouls, and pride. Angel Reese wants to beat and outshine Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese has said she is the villain. That is sports. That's the game. Angel Reese has beaten Caitlin Clark, but never outshined her. Even when Angel won a national title, the First Lady wanted to see her and Caitlin Clark at the White House. Over time, the hate and resentment has built up from all of this. You could see it in her overreaction to a routine basketball play foul. I'm just, I'm just the one not afraid to say it. So, RG3, let's review what you just said, right? Matter of fact, let's pull up the file again, shall we? Let's pull up this file again. Caitlin, yeah. Yeah, it is right here. Let's look at this again. Because he said that she pushed Aaliyah Boston. Was that Aaliyah Boston? Let's see.
Clark racing ahead, zips it to
Because I thought that was Natasha Howard she pushed. Because she definitely pushed somebody out the way. And then Caitlin Clark said, hey, which then led to Caitlin Clark throwing injuries in the floor.
Caitlin Clark in the and Clark and Angel Reese is still going after Caitlin Clark in the aftermath.
Yeah, brother.
Everyone in the arena had to know this.
Yeah, brother, that's not Aaliyah Boston. That is Natasha Howard.
Clark was going to come in and take that foul.
There's Aaliyah Boston right there.
Well, tension's high a moment ago after a hard foul from Caitlin Clark on Angel Reese that Angel took exception to. So initially...
Yeah, brother, that is not Aaliyah Boston. So you already spewing nonsense. Remember, he said it. Where he say that? Where is that? Where is that? Oh, here we go. Angel Reese fouled Aaliyah Boston with a push in the back that wasn't called. This is not Aaliyah Boston, sir. That is Natasha Howard. So, yeah. Sorry, strike one, brother. Get the players' names right. All right, let's go back to the top. So we have Robert Griffin III, assuming that, Angel Reese doesn't like Caitlin Clark. I actually want to show you guys something too. I might use it as like a side clip when I edit this vid. I might just put it up in here. I want to see what you guys, or hear what you guys think about that clip that I'm about to show you. Right. Now.
Describe Angel Reese in one word.
Bitch.
Ghetto.
Bitch. Trash.
Garbage.
Mid.
Fearless.
The bricklayer.
That's 2 words.
Attitude. Brick Barbie.
Ghetto.
Describe Caitlin Clark in one word.
Amazing. Gangster.
Overhyped. That's the compound word.
And now describe Bacon Man in one word.
Sizzling.
Now back to this. He's saying that Angel Reese hate is staring us right in the face, but people are afraid to say about Angel Reese hating Caitlin Clark. Goes for a punch. Yeah, because if Aaliyah Boston wasn't right there, if Aaliyah Boston wasn't right here, oh yeah, Caitlin Clark was finished. Absolutely. She would have been hit with a finisher move. Right in Indiana. Because last year, when Kennedy Carter hit her with that Barry Sanders shoulder, Caitlin Clark, when Kennedy hit Caitlin Clark with that Barry Sanders Emmitt Smith shoulder, that Brian Dawkins shoulder, y'all destroyed Aaliyah Boston's character. Y'all wanted her traded for that, right? Y'all disrespected Aaliyah Boston because she didn't put hands on Kennedy Carter, right? So this time she's in the way. She's trying to break up the fight. She did get a tech for that, which, I mean, I don't know why, but to each his own, right? She got in the way, tried to defuse what could have happened. Could have been crazy. Caitlin Clarkson, absolutely not. Yeah, the Baltimore came out. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people saying, why is Angel Reese overreacting? Because everybody reacts to things differently. If somebody, look, right, just put yourself in this situation, right? Put yourself in Angel Reese's shoes. You have a wide open layup. Okay, it's a box out. She did shove Natasha Howard out the way. You have a wide open layup and somebody grabs you and you fall on the floor. What would your reaction be? Because a lot of people, they be ready to fight. And then there's that sprinkled handful of people that's just like, whatever. They're nonchalant and don't care. Angel Reese was ready to squabble with Caitlin Clark right here.
She applies a hard foul on Reese. Reese gets up right away.
Yeah, and Aaliyah Boston, yeah. If she wasn't right there, it would have been over for Caitlin Clark. Your goat would have been done.
To get in the face of
Simple.
Clark, Aaliyah Boston ends up getting between them. You'll see on this angle the initial.
But yeah, again, put yourself in Angel Reese's shoes. If you get fouled like this, what are you gonna do? Some people be ready to throw the ones. They be ready to fight. Catch the fade. No ball taper. Anyway, let's keep going. Some people get uncomfortable when you say Angel Reese hates or is jealous of Caitlin Clark because of the complex racial history of America and the historical stereotypes of angry or jealous black women. So, he's basically kind of saying that you're creating a race war because of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, right? Historical stereotypes of angry or jealous black women. That black woman can't stand Caitlin Clark being successful, right? Angel Reese isn't just some jealous black woman. She's an NCAA champion, a great basketball player. She's a competitor, but she doesn't like how Caitlin Clark is crowned and criticized for showing the same confidence in her own way. That's an opinion, to each his own. Anyways, let's get into this. Let's see what RG3 had to say. And again, let me be honest with you. I seen this video, but I didn't see what Ryan Clark said or the response, but I did see this. A lot of, especially, the black community, they were upset that, RG3 is talking about Angel Reese with. Can we keep it real for once? He has a snow bunny in the back. And that's what a lot of the black community, black Twitter, black social media didn't like. That Robert Griffin III is defending a white woman with a white woman in the background. What just so happens to be his wife, right? Anyway.
So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that? So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that?
She got ejected for that. That's why I called her Debo Thomas. Ever since that play right there, her nickname has been Debo Thomas ever since. Angel Reese couldn't even see. She didn't even know what happened. She just supposed to get up and just charge like some type of sea rhinoceros or something? Like, ooh.
She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flag.
Aaliyah Thomas. New sound. Did he just say Aaliyah Thomas? Let me make sure I heard that correctly. Hold on. Hold on. Did he say Aaliyah Thomas?
Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul.
Aaliyah Thomas? This is why you need to stay in football, RG3. Who is Aaliyah Thomas? Oh my goodness. First he get Aaliyah Boston name wrong, and it was Natasha Howard. Then he say Aaliyah Thomas. Oh man. New sound unlocked.
What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her.
Didn't she say she was cool with Alyssa Thomas? Debo Thomas?
You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot.
Because I remember her the post conference, post interview, what she said. Let's pull that up too while we're here. This is what Angel Reese had to say about Alyssa Thomas being ejected from that incident.
No hard feelings with Alyssa with what happened. Do you feel like there was any kind of message sending it just being a rookie? You said obviously no hard feelings with Alyssa with what happened. Do you feel like there was any kind of message sending it just being a rookie? They want to send a message to you in the paint a little bit?
It's not just because I'm a rookie, I'm a player. I'm a basketball player. They don't give a damn if I'm a rookie. I mean, I want them to come at me every day. I want them to come at everybody. I mean, they're not supposed to be nice to me. I hope y'all know that. They're not supposed to be nice to me or lay down because I'm Angel Reese or because I'm a rookie. Like, thank you, AT, for sending a message to me because I got back up and I kept going and kept pushing. Like, me and AT have been cool since we were at Maryland, so I know it's not no hard feelings, and I appreciate her for going at me every day. Nice to me. I hope y'all know. I want them to come at everybody. I mean, they're not supposed to be nice to me. I hope y'all know that. They're not supposed to be nice to me or lay down because I'm Angel Reese or because I'm a rookie. Like, thank you, AT, for sending a message to me because I got back up and I kept going and kept pushing. Like, me and AT have been cool since we were at Maryland, so I know it's not no hard feelings. And
Yeah, I mean, they cool. I mean, that foul was that foul was out of pocket though. I ain't gonna lie, but I mean, she cool with 18. No, Caitlin Clark and these Clarkies,
The
tough.
reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark? You remember that?
See his wife in the back. Come on.
Getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin
hmm
Clark? You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her.
Rose emoji. Once again. RG3, bro. You gotta stop this, bro.
Against Caitlin Clark. You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her.
Why?
Who
Why?
celebrates like that for a flagrant foul on another player if they don't dislike that player? Okay, you want some more evidence? Here's some more evidence. Remember last year when they were talking about who gets the credit for the expansion and the eyeballs and the popularity boost of women's basketball? Not just the WNBA, but women's basketball in general, because of the spike in the women's NCAA tournament and in WNBA viewership. A lot of people were attributing that to Caitlin Clark, and rightfully so. This is what Angel Reese had to say, and I quote, "People are talking about women's basketball. You never would think they'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to the games. We got celebrities coming to the games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. Just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that."
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't want Angel Reese to take that route. Just be yourself. You know what I mean? Like, talk your ish, but you ain't gotta play no villain role, because that's like unnecessary for Angel Reese. You feel me? You ain't gotta scoop down that low. Just be yourself. Just hoop, get better,
Women's
be
basketball.
alright. You know?
People are pulling up to the
Not trying to be villain role and all that. That's like unnecessary.
games. We got
Feel me?
celebrities coming to the games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. Just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on to be that for my teammates. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, the reason we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too. I want y'all to realize that.
Look at his wife back there just laughing. Hi guys, just a quick edit. Before we proceed into the video, let me explain what he's trying to say before he says it, because again, it's going to sound like he's all over the place. It's going to sound like he's yapping, so that's why I'm here to summarize what he's going to say. What he's trying to say is, Hoodie Dre understands that Caitlin Clark is a huge reason why a lot of people are watching the games, revenue, shares, whatever, right? But what he's also trying to say is Angel Reese plays a huge part into viewership as well, because out of their 24-hour day, there are some people that will sit down and watch a Chicago Sky basketball game to see if Angel Reese missed layups. And then record it, go to Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it, type in a caption to get clicks and views. So regardless if you don't like Angel Reese, if you do or you don't, you're still watching her. So at the end of the day, you're getting the views up with Angel Reese as much as Caitlin Clark, right? So to say that Angel Reese doesn't play a part in the growing of the game, yes, you're still watching her play even if it's missing layups. Even though, again, which Hoodie Dre said in the past, that's weird energy to sit here and wait for a basketball player to miss layups. That's like waiting for a basketball player in the NBA to miss a dunk or miss a three air ball. You know what I mean? It's just weird energy. But anyways, that's pretty much what he's trying to say, is that Angel Reese plays a huge part in viewership as well. If you do watch her to cheer her on, or if you're watching her for her to do bad and miss layups or whatever you want her to do in the games. Right? So anyways, let's get back into the video.
Did you not just hear herself call herself the bad guy? She called herself the villain. I'm not making.
So I mean, when you bring up viewership, right?
I'll look back in 20 years and be. I'll look at basketball. You never would think they'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to the games. We got celebrities coming. People are talking about women in WNBA viewership. A lot of people were attributing that to Caitlin Clark, and rightfully so. This is what Angel Reese had to say.
Again, one more time.
But women's basketball in general, because of the spike in the women's NCAA tournament and WNBA viewership, a lot of people were attributing that to Caitlin Clark, and rightfully so.
I mean, to each his own, because a lot of people, again, they don't like Caitlin Clark. And it's mainly because of stuff that RG3 is saying. Today, I will say Angel Reese has grown the game in
Angel Reese had to say, and I quote, people are talking about women's basketball. You never would.
Anyways, that's that. Now, this is what Ryan Clark had to say. Okay, so it's not a paragraph. All right. RG3 saying he could recognize quote unquote hate when he sees it, when referring to Angel Reese feeling towards Caitlin Clark, was irresponsible, but not at all surprising. Clark's the biggest star in women's basketball and deservingly so. No need to beat up Reese and add shine to it. RG3 plays into the narrative that Reese is the villain of Clark's hero origin story. Now, Oberman and Pomeroy, who betrayed Reese in college, have an ally in Griffin. Add him to the list of black men who've adopted the corny trend of denigrating black women to affirm their choices. Attacking Reese multiple times in order to gain favor from their desired crowd won't help RG2, maybe RG3, blend in more. Quote unquote, echoing the microaggressions of racists won't make him any less black than me. Okay, let's see what he got to say.
Read
Because
the
I didn't see
expressions
this.
of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul.
This is exactly what I'm saying. If you put yourself in Angel Reese's shoes on this play, you're either going to do one of two things. You're either going to just let it go and say it is what it is, or you're going to get up and do this.
As soon as you saw Angel Reese wide open, you knew that Caitlin Clark was going to come in and take that foul.
Well, tension time.
You're going to get up and get ready to fight.
Afterwards, has something to say
Because again, you feel like this was done intentionally.
As soon as you saw Angel Reese wide open, you knew that Caitlin Clark was.
She applies a hard foul on Reese. Reese gets up right away.
Right? Anyway, let's keep going.
That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story. Right. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what black women have to endure in this country, about what young black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think Asia Wilson is the face of the league. Asia Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom
Look, that's fair to say that.
has come along with some racial
There's Asia Braun, Asia Wilson.
bias
Yeah,
or some
that's the MVP of the league.
racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations. To Asia Wilson is the face of the league. Asia Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most
What did you just say?
important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women.
It's about to take a different turn here, Chad.
You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't
Oh,
had
oh
opportunities
man.
to
Here
have
we
those
go.
conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just
Andy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark. You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her.
it's another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was.
It's all right, RG3. You a milkman.
And he all
You a milkman. It's all right. You a milkman.
young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what black women deal with a lot from black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over black women by denigrating black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think
Yeah, and I told y'all this before. It's not necessarily Caitlin Clark. It's her fan base that these players don't like. They don't care about Caitlin Clark like that, but it's her fans, once again, all the way back in Iowa, when they were saying she's the best player in the country, right? It's his opinion, to each his own. Then she gets drafted number one, which, I mean, if Indiana didn't, they would have been canceled for a very long time for not drafting Caitlin Clark. But it's when she got into the league, is when these narratives start to change to she's a great player to she's the reason why a lot of these players are going to get dot, 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 dot. You know what I mean? It goes from Caitlin Clark, oh, she's an amazing player. She's going to help out the league. She's going to be a lot of viewers to don't get it effed up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of good things are going to happen in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is the reason why these players are getting private jets. Caitlin Clark is the reason why you're getting these state of the art 5-star hotels now and Airbnbs now. Caitlin Clark is the reason why your name is known. Caitlin Clark is the reason why dot 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 dot. You know what I mean? Like that stuff will drive your coworkers crazy. Because it's like, what is that supposed to mean? Caitlin Clark wasn't with me shooting in the gym. When I was by myself on my highest and my lowest days of basketball, she wasn't here. Because in their mind, they're going to view it as you're trying to say Caitlin Clark made me, or she made me relevant. Which, again, not even just women, but men feel the exact same way. Like, bro, like, what are you trying to say?
I think this is what I like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less black than me.
No less black than me. And this is what I'm assuming Robert Griffin III RG3 had to say, and his wife is not there this time, so let's see. Here you go. God, yo, RG3, you gotta stop typing these documentaries. Like, like seriously, bro. Who has time to read all this? I'ma still read it because I want to read to you guys and give you guys the context, right? Content and context. But you typing all this for what? Summarize this. Look at this. This man typing an autobiography on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, let's read this. 19 hours ago. RG3 says there's a line you don't cross in the life of Ryan Clark, and Ryan Clark sprinting past it. Ryan Clark didn't like my take on Angel Reese hating on Kenny Clark. That's fine. Disagreements is a part of the game, but instead of debating my point, he's personally attacked me and my family. That shows how low of a person he is. I gave a sports opinion. I said Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark based on repeated visible actions on the court in press conferences. I backed it with 5 separate examples from the game of basketball because that's what I do. I analyze sports. I stay in the arena. RG3, didn't you just get her name? RG3, didn't you just get 2 people name wrong? And you say, because that's what I do, I analyze sports, I stay in the arena. You couldn't even get Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard name right. What do you call her? Hold on.
Celebrated Kennedy Carter getting flagrant 2-5 when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun. Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game.
Aaliyah Thomas. You just said her name right, then said Aaliyah Thomas. Hold on, listen to this one more time. Hold on.
Y'all remember that? Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun. When Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun. Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with...
Aaliyah Thomas? You just said her name right 5 seconds ago. Hey, you analyze sports, I stay in the arena. Anyway, let's keep going because this is a whole autobiography. Just because Angel Reese is black doesn't mean that her game and actions cannot be critiqued. A black man or woman is not restricted from giving a sports opinion on another black man or woman just because you don't like it. Everyone can give their opinion on anyone or everyone, no matter what color they are. We've got to be better in this space. Debate the game. Don't play with people's families. Because if you need to cross that line and attack the person and their family instead of the point just to win an argument, then you already lost. Ryan Clark said, I don't understand the struggles of black women because I'm married to a white woman. That's wrong and way out of bounds. He suggested, I don't value my wife as the woman I love, protect, and raise a family with, but only value her because of the color of her skin. That's wrong and way out of bounds. He implied that he, a man who has never sat at our dinner table, values my wife and knows my marriage better than I do. That's wrong and way out of bounds. He dismissed my blackness because I have a different opinion about Angel Reese than he does. That's wrong and way out of bounds. He claimed that I'm not having conversations about the struggles of black women in my own home because my wife is white. That's wrong and way out of bounds. We also raise black daughters together and don't teach them to hate people or disqualify their opinions based on the color of their skin. He claimed that I want to appeal a certain audience. The audience I'm focused on is the audience of one, God. I support all people, not some people. My support is not based on the color of someone's skin, but the content of their character. My sport opinions are not based on the color of someone's skin, but from what I see and my experiences as a player and analysis. Let me be clear. It is wildly inappropriate, wrong, and extremely low to weaponize and attack a person's wife, marriage, and their family because you disagree with their sports take. I didn't make it personal with Angel Reese. I didn't drag her family. I didn't question her soul. I spoke about basketball. But Ryan, you crossed the line. You made it personal and some. There should be no space in sports media for personal attacks, and wives and children are always off limits. You attack me and my family in public forum on a level that shows how low of a person you are. Disagree with me all you want, challenge my take, but keep my family and wife out of it. That's the boundary that should always be respected. You just hit him with that Will Smith. That's tough. Anyway, Ryan Clark's personally attacking me and my family personally over a sports opinion is cowardly, spineless, and weak. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family over sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN and for him as a man. So let's go ahead and watch this 2 minute 30% clip.
RG3, and I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits, and Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, and that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family. Personally because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for him as a man. I hope you get the help you need.
So he's genuinely hurt by that. He is genuinely hurt by that. Anyway. Ryan Clark basically said RG3, Robert Griffin III, lust for white women is centered in anti-black racism, racial fetishism, and race play. Nobody black in that house with the exception of RG3 because RG3 is anti-black himself. Ryan said it in the nicest way. Thrive, Angel Reese. This man got a slick back. What is this? Yeah, you need that taper fade bad, dude. I ain't gonna lie. This is nasty one for a haircut. Um. Anyway, Ryan Clark was 100% correct in calling out Robert Griffin III for his comments on Angel Reese. Griffin had been tap dancing for butter biscuits for years. Oh man, here we go. Tap dancing for butter biscuits for years. I tweeted this almost a decade ago. Hidden Colors isn't accurate, and Tariq Nasheed is a race baiter. Anyway, oh, so he was still talking after this. After watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese and the aftermath, there is no way Angel Reese can continue to lie that she doesn't like Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark in capital letters. Hates Caitlin Clark. Not some basketball rivalry either. Hate. White people are so interesting. In every scenario, they're always the victim. A black woman gets flagrantly fouled and dragged online, and the black man in the room calls her hateful. You're not protecting women, you're protecting the system that profits off her pain. Of course, there's a Trevor. There's Trevor. Most blacks hate whites. That's not true. That is false statements. Um, that's what pretty. That was pretty flagrant and aggressive. I like Clark, but that was uncalled for. That's not basketball. The weirdest part is that Clark isn't even likable. He's actually quite respectful. Or isn't even unlikable. Sorry. The weirdest part is that Caitlin Clark isn't even unlikable. She's actually quite respectful. You got jokes off when Draymond punched Jordan Poole, but saying this when Angel Reese reached or reacted to a foul? Oh, snap. So RG3 got caught in 4K with this? So you was making fun of my team. Really? So I should say I'm hurt by that. RG3? I should genuinely say I'm hurt by that. You crossed the line, buddy. Now you're disrespecting my team. Where that's at? OMG Draymond. Draymond must be training MMA because he hit Poole with a Superman punch. Oh yeah, RG3. Hold on.
It's spineless. It's weak. Ryan Clark personally,
Hold on.
because he disagreed with my sports opinion, is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak.
It's cowardly, spineless, and weak that you disrespected my team like this, RG3. Do you know that this punch sent us almost to poverty? But thank goodness Steph Curry is still mobile. He can still get around, hit some threes. He was supposed to be the next big thing for us when Curry retired. Goodness. This what you mean by football players should never speak about basketball. This is what I said earlier. Literally in the intro. We got football players talking about basketball stuff. Where KD say this at? I need to find this. Where KD say that at? Where's this tweet at? This is exactly what he means. These hot takes artists are unhinged. Oh, thought that was it. Let me find his tweet. Okay, so this is what he said. It says, hot take artists have ruined the sport. Football guys, no disrespect, but all you boys need to stay in your lanes. You don't know what it's like to be in between these lines, man. Give it a break. Dudes who quit football early to pursue media talking mental toughness, cut it out. Hey, got a point. Alright, bro. Oh, look at me. I'm Kevin Durant. And I got a RTX 5090 with an OLED 4K monitor. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks. Just gonna flex on our face like that? All I have is a laptop and a dream. Anyway, is that it? Or is there more before we get out of here? Oh, see that he's a milkman. It's alright, bro. You like the milk. Embrace it. That's what Ryan Clark was saying. He's a milkman. Robert Griffin III out here defending his milk obsession and stirring the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark drama like it's a soap opera. Ryan Clark, right. Let's not turn a foul into a vendetta. Can y'all just grab a coffee, whether you like it black or with milk? Listen here, Curtis. Last time I checked, milk does the body good. Unless you are lactose intolerant, milk has nothing to do with this conversation. So I don't know why you brought a cow to a basketball convo. Cookies and milk, National Milk Day. Find someone you can enjoy your life with. National Milk Day. RG3, bro. Come on, bro. Really? Dude, like, dude. What are we doing? Cookies and milk in 2025? Or is it 2000? What year is this? Oh, 2024. January 11th, 2024. Still, that don't make it no different. You still out here doing saying this. Look at you. Feeling like Kevin Hart with the milks. Post Malone concert with the tallest glass of milk. What are you? Oh, bro. This is why they say TMI. TMI, bro. Like, why? Yo, milk obsession. Wow. Ryan Clark went off Robert Griffin III for marrying a white woman, which prevents him from knowing what black women like injuries go through. And we just watched that already. That's his family. He's a sellout. Imagine being a black man or calling yourself one. Yet flame and hatred. I'm about to eat it, bro. Yeah. This right here will be enough. I'm out of here, bro. Anyways, let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this. This whole Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, flagrant foul situation. Again, I understand it's a flagrant foul. It is. Because again, if Draymond does it, he's kicked out the league. Let's be honest. He's getting a flagrant 1-2 if Draymond does this. Right? And again, the last time, put yourself in Angel Reese's shoes. If you were to be fouled like this, what are you going to do? Now, I understand she pushed Natasha Howard out the way, right? Give her a little, get out of my way. But if you were fouled like this, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and just allow it to happen? Or are you going to get up and do this? Would you be ready to fight too? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of y'all that have a short temper that'll be acting just like this or maybe even worse. Some of y'all would have been acting like the Stewart dude from Detroit. So I don't want to hear, oh, okay, why is he overreacting like this? Because everybody reacts to everything differently. Not everybody has the same reaction to what happens to them. Knowing that Angel Reese already has injury-prone wrist problems, right? She could have fell on her wrist and missed even more time than she already did. And again, it ain't like I don't have no problem with Caitlin Clark either. Like I said, if you're a Clark, you embrace it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, man, the flagrant foul is a flagrant foul. Just gotta accept it. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, how would this be received? Matter of fact, it happened all last year. It was considered hate crime. It was hate crime. It was a threat. This thug, this hoodlum, that clip that you seen earlier, right? It's all of that. If it was his shoes on the other foot. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here because this video's an hour long. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you do subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. Again, let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this whole situation, about what RG3 had to say, and then Ryan Clark's response, and then RG3's response to what Ryan Clark had to say. And I will see you guys in the next video, man.